There's got to be a morning after. I commend you for appearing. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, yeah, even last night on MSNBC, Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid and Nicole Wallace were having a discussion about square breathing and 479 breathing. And so 479 is not such a great ratio, but anyway, what do we do to deal with all this? So welcome everybody. I thought we would just do a couple things on the floor. I want to start with a chant that you may or may not know. I think it's gonna, so if you want to sit and listen, but in a moment we'll lie down, do a couple of things. But so this is sometimes called the universal chant or the universal prayer, Asatoma. May we be led from untruth to truth. May we be led from darkness to light, from the limited to the unlimited. And at the end, it's Om Shanti 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 He. Join that if you join anything you may want or listen. Here we go. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Om Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Om Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All right. Let us lie down on the back for a moment and we'll um, use the support of the floor to help us. So take a moment as you're ready, lie down just for a moment or two, whichever arrangement of your legs feels best, extended or bent. And you'll take a moment to feel the back of your body on the floor, the physical reality of the back of your body on the floor. And welcoming the breath into awareness, letting it come in and go out a couple of times. And then we're going to, let's start like this. If your legs are extended, would you bend them? So the knees bend, the soles of the feet on the floor. Feel the lower back. And then let's rub the hands together. A little friction, create the warmth. And then when you're ready, you could take the hands over the eyes, palming the eyes, heels of the hands into the cheekbones. And feeling the touch of your hands in over your eyes, your skin, your bones, your skull for a breath or two. Okay, and then no rush, but when you're ready, could you rub your hands together again? Feel a little heat accumulate. And then when you're ready, take your hand somewhere on your chest. Could be the center, upper, or sides of your ribs, wherever you wish. And pausing there for a moment. Breath coming in and out. And letting the exhale carry out what doesn't really need to be there anymore. Physical tension, worry, distraction, or just stay with the physical touch. Let's go one more time. When you're ready, bring the hands together, rubbing the hands together. A little faster maybe. And then take your hands, one above the navel, one below. Feel the warmth into your abdomen. And then the relationship of hands to abdomen, abdomen to hands. And then if you, let's try this. Take your right palm so that the center of your palm is over your navel. Okay, center of your right palm over the navel. Then take your left hand over your right hand. Okay, so your hands are kind of overlap. And then now if you start to, almost like your hands are orbiting around your navel, you're going to move your hands in a direction of, I'm trying to describe this here, coming up the right side, across, and then down the left and underneath. So circle your hands around your navel. So you keep them on your belly. Your clothes might move with your hands. Just a little orbiting. Kind of not too fast, not too slow. And then let the orbit grow a little bigger. Okay, so it's a little farther away, orbiting around the navel. Okay, and then the next time your hands come down, somewhere between the navel and the pubic area. Let's try this. We're going to continue the circle, but as you inhale, you're going to go up the first side to the right and to your solar plexus, and then as you exhale, go down the left and back to where you started. So with the breath, inhale from low side up on your abdomen, exhale down the left side back to the area below your navel, and try that again in that direction with the breath a couple times. Take your time. After you finish this next exhale, you can just, for a moment, when you finish that, bring your hands back over the navel, and then rest your hands on the ground. Relax your hands, rest your arms, shoulders. Feel the abdomen, the organs, the hands. Okay, and again now with your knees bent and the soles of the feet on the ground, let's inhale and bring the arms through the air onto the floor overhead, where that's agreeable for your shoulders and neck. And exhale, as you lower your arms, bring your right knee, or your whichever knee, towards your chest. Hands go back to the floor. Or your hands could touch the leg too. So inhale, arms are moving through the air into an overhead reach. Back of the hands will, for a moment, contact the floor. And then when you exhale, the other knee is coming towards the chest. Foot comes off the ground as your hands go down. Right. Inhale, arms overhead. Your speed, of course, your breath. Exhale, knee to chest, hands down either to the floor, or you could rest your hands on the knee itself. Yeah. And go a couple more times like this. Again, not trying to regulate the breath too much, but aiming to begin to let the breath movement conduct the body movement. Okay. Now the next time you exhale and bring your knee to your chest, take your hands on that knee and you could overlap them or interweave the fingers. Kind of, yeah. I'd say try interlacing your fingers actually if you can. So, and then just cradle the leg and let, if it's comfortable, let the foot that's standing on the floor slide it down away so the leg lengthens. Okay? And you can either relax the leg and foot or flex or point and just a couple breaths there, giving it some time. Okay? And then when you're ready, you could put your foot down and raise your arms overhead. Legs could be one bent, one long, or you could stretch your legs down, right? And then exhale, bring the other knee to your chest eventually, right? And stay there for a moment. So one leg is towards the chest, cradled, one leg is long on the floor. Rest, stay there, give the body a chance to be. Sometimes I'll kind of stretch the back of my thigh a bit towards the ground. Feel the front of the hip open, the knee. Yeah, just a couple moments here. Yeah. Okay, and then eventually you could put the foot down and raise the arms overhead one more time. And exhale the arms down, and we'll pause for just a moment. Legs can be bent or straight on the floor. Pause a moment. Ujjayi breathing, flowing breath into the chest and down into the lower regions of the body. Exhale, either just let the body take the exhale, or you could assist a little bit by consciously drawing in the belly. Just a breath or two like that. Okay, very good. Now, when you're ready, would you bend your knees one more time, feet on the floor? These are some essential movements that I find that are relatively simple that are so helpful. So let's take a moment more now. Let's bring your left knee to your chest and interlace your fingers and rest your hands. So cradle the left knee to your chest. Okay, that's our starting point. Now let's say about 3 times. What we're going to do is inhale, you can raise your arms overhead or more out to the side as you extend that foot towards the sky. Yeah, happy lengthening. Exhale, bend the knee, bring the hands back to the knee and sink it in towards your chest. Bring the knee towards your chest. Yeah, because you want to access the guts there, right? And again, a couple times like that. Just go the amount of lengthening that feels happy for the leg. If there's some stiffness, just give it some time to find the fluidity. And you go ahead again as you're ready. Okay, good. Then after you finish this one, you could switch to the other side when ready. So you feel one sole, the foot's on the ground, the other knee to chest. Extending on inhale, bending on the exhale. Good. Beautiful. If you're just finishing one, you could repeat one more. Okay, good. And then after you complete that, let both feet settle on the floor and place your hands, could be anywhere, abdomen, chest, or eyes for a breath or two more. Okay, very good. Now roll to your side when you're ready, and we'll come to hands and knees. Actually, you know what? Let's sit for just a moment. I want to do 3 more breaths before we do the all fours. Let's just in freely in your own time. It could be the same note as me, or it could be higher or lower. Just chanting Om, or it could just be a simple O vowel, and letting the sound carry just carry whatever needs to come out. Okay, so in through the nose, out through the mouth, sounding of Om. Okay. Please come to all fours. Feeling your hands in contact with the floor, the knees, the feet, contacting the sensation of breath. And in the in-breath, very tenderly lift the chest. And then as you exhale, as you bow the head, shift your hips to rest towards your heels. Why don't we rest there a breath? Noticing any achiness, residue of whatever's been happening. This will help to flow and clear things. So again, on an inhale, you'll come forward to all fours, tender lifting of the sternum. And again, exhale, bowing the head as you shift, hips towards heels. Rest a breath there if you'd like, or continue alternating each breath. Let's go like this now, a couple more breath cycles. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then when you finish this or the next one, you can let that be. And I think we'll come back a little bit later towards Mr. Downward Dog or Mrs. or whatever pronouns that dog might use. Let's come to standing on our feet. Yeah. So I don't want to talk too much. I just want a little context. So, traditional practice, mantra means that which protects the mind, gives the mind something to focus on, right? Because our mind wants something to land in or on. So I thought it might be interesting to do a couple forward bends just with breath and then to chant while we do it. Okay, chanting Om. But let's start with this. You could start with your arms down or palms together at your heart or over your chest. See what you may be drawn to do. And as you feel the inhale begin, let that initiate the extension of the limbs, the spine. And then exhale, you can bend forward into forward bend. And let's stay one breath here. We're going to generally do that. Stay a breath in the forward bend. And then your in-breath will determine when you come back up, lift the arms and the chest, as we always do. And then I'd say exhale the arms down. Feel the response of your system to that. And then you can go again in that fashion as you're ready. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, take your time. When that completes, you'll go again, and now just chant on all or most of the exhales. You could chant Om or O as you wish. Go ahead when you're ready. And one more time through like that. Good. And take your time. The next time you come to standing, pause for a moment. Okay, very good. So now let's start with the arms down. You could bring your feet maybe a little wider to like shoulder width. And as you feel the inhale, let the arms gradually find the horizon, shoulder height. And then exhale, side bending. Good. Inhaling, finding center level with the ears, eyes, shoulders. And other side, exhale, abdomen draws in a bit towards the spine. Reach into the sky. Inhale, returns. Exhale, arms down or hands to the heart. Okay, now let's try that again and stay a breath. Inhaling, arms will find the horizon about shoulder height. Again, exhale, go about 70 or 80%. So it's not a push at the end. Good. Now stay there. Inhale, float out of the side bend just slightly. Exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, come to center. Good. Other side. As the abdomen draws towards your back and you feel the heels, exhale, side bending. Good. Stay for the inhale, chest, space in the spine. Stay, exhale, abdomen draws in. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, float your hands down or back to the heart. Okay, now pause just a moment. Maybe now you let the arms hang. Feel the sensation, the sides of your body, shoulders, hands. Okay, very good. Now, let's do, come to the back of your mat. If you're using one, turn out the right, step the left foot forward. Preparation for warrior. Again, gesture, arms could start down. You could begin with hands at the heart as you wish. As you inhale, you're going to bend the front leg and feel the sides of your body as you're in warrior. Exhale, consciously draw in your abdomen, come back to where you started, wherever your beginning gesture is. Please go like that again. Good. And then the next time, go and stay a breath, letting the actions of inhalation, exhalation while you stay in the posture support you. Feel the sides of your body. Yes, good. Each person will, of course, have their own tempo in doing this. When that completes, step back. We'll try the other side. Turn out left, right foot forward. Feel each foot. Beginning gesture. And when ready, entering on the inhale, hovering in fullness for a moment, size of the body. Deep between the pubic area and the navel itself drawing in. Doesn't have to be too strong, but a little bit of action down there. Yeah, you've got it. And then the third time when you go, stay with long Ujjayi breathing. Okay. And then when that completes, take your time, step back. Okay, friends, so now let's do a couple forward bends and then we'll try a version of squatting that will be good for you. So first we'll repeat your choice to do the mantra chanting while in motion or to do Ujjayi breathing. So when you're ready, let the inhale carry the arms up, open, and again exhale, keeping the spine long, the arms lifted until the end of your forward bend release. And then let's come back up on the inhale. And then if you're ready, go into the forward bend again on the exhale. Nice. And inhale carries you up. This time, could you lower your arms when you exhale? Okay, now I want us to explore squatting a bit. So it doesn't have to be like a full squat. We want to do it where we can keep our heels on the ground, or sometimes it can be helpful to put your heels on a folded blanket, balls of the feet on the floor, and the heels on a folded blanket or a rolled mat, depending on your Achilles and all that stuff. We're going to have the feet under your sitting bones, or maybe a little wider, they may be parallel or slightly turned out. Let's see what works best for you, okay? So here we go. We're going to inhale. When you're ready, let the inhale, feel the length, the stature of your body. Keep your arms up now. Exhale, squat your bum towards your heels, between your heels. And at the end, lower your arms down. Yeah, it doesn't have to be super far. And then inhale, lift the arms and come back up. Extend, and then we'll exhale just the arms down. Because this will challenge the heart, right? So a little resting in between. And again, like that. Inhaling, lifting the arms, heels down into the earth. Exhale, keep the arms lifted as you squat between or towards the ground. At the end, lower your arms, or you could bring hands to the heart, yeah, whatever. And then inhale, lift the arms. And you get the idea, exhale, lower. So good, that's fine. Bets, I'm wondering if that's fine to go that far. You could also, do you have one of those pillows behind you or both of them? Put your heels on the pillows. It's going to help you squat a little different. I don't know how high that puts them, but try that, okay? Or maybe both, or yeah. Okay, go again like that, and if you want to stay a breath in the squat, do so. Go into this as you're ready, please. Lengthen the back of your neck. Look down a bit rather than forward. There you go. Mm-hmm. All right. So interesting how the people who are more earth are like, oh, let's stay here forever. And people who are more kind of like the wind are like, okay, we're done. What's next? Love you guys. Okay, that's good. Let's leave that. Let's cast that aside. Let it be what it was, and come to all fours. We'll build a little bit into a vinyasa. Link a few postures together. We'll start as simple conservatively as possible. Add something if it strains you or doesn't feel right, omit it. Okay, so why don't we start in kneeling forward bend child's pose, which is kind of like squatting without having to, yeah, it still has that hollowing in the haunches. Good. Okay, so when you're ready, now let's just go back and forth like we did at the beginning. Inhale, come up to all fours, chest lifts, maybe it opens a little more easily now than at the beginning. Exhale, bow back to where you started. Please alternate like that from your breath again. Okay, now this time when you fold, let's add the kneel standing. So from child's pose, inhale, lift the arms and stand on the knees, if that's comfortable. And exhale, reverse, come back down to where you started. And now go into all fours on the next inhalation. Inhale, all fours. And then exhale back to kneeling forward bend. Good. So we'll repeat those postures again. Inhale lifts you to stand on your knees. Exhale, bending forward. And if you're going slower than this, just follow your breath rather than me. And then inhale, come up to all fours. Exhaling back to kneeling forward bend. Okay, so now in a moment, we'll go through again a couple more times, adding downward dog, but starting in the child's pose and lifting up onto the hands and knees when you're ready. So next inhale, or when you're ready, standing on the knees. Feel the openness in the hips. Exhale, hollow the belly in, the hips hollow, forward bend in the kneeling position. And inhale will carry you to all fours. This time the toes come alive, especially spread. Exhale, push, downward dog. And I think you'd probably be ready to stay there. See if that's the case. Stay for inhaling and exhaling. And then when ready, you could reverse. Inhale, knees to the floor, lift the chest. Beautiful. Exhale, yield, bowing the brain, the heart into the earth. And rest a moment. And you can rest in the forward bend, or if you want to sit for a moment in between, that's fine too. So so of those postures, choose whichever ones feel best to you. Go through again, and you could stay up to 2 breaths in downward dog. Okay, so go through that vinyasa again when you're ready, and when you're done, you'll lie on your back. Okay, go ahead when you're ready. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Okay. Take your time. When you're ready, you could lie on your back. We'll have an interlude now to harvest a little bit from the what we've done so far. Why don't we, yeah, just rest on the back for a moment, just kind of nothing, no particular movement of body or breath, just to feel the landscape of sensation, your body that's unfurling, unfolding. Okay. Why don't we do the kind of nyasa, um, these finger movements, like this particular one where the thumb is moving. So you're going to lie on your back, basically corpse. Legs could be bent or extended. Back of the hands on the ground. Okay. So if you bring your ends of your thumbs to the base crease of your index fingers, okay, and as you inhale, you're going to slowly slide the thumbs up the index fingers, maybe a little pause. And then exhale, reverse that. As you exhale, the thumbs slide down, the index fingers back to the base crease, a little pause. And then you go to the next finger, okay? So inhaling up the finger, pause, exhale down the fingers, slowly, ujjayi, probably pause and rest, and so on. Continue like that. You could do one more like this. If you finish the little finger, go back to the index. Okay. And that completes. Let that be. Slide your arms to shoulder height on the floor, about like a T position gesture. If it's comfortable, you could extend your legs. And we're going to do this special posture. It's called a mudra, very powerful posture for digestion and a processing of experience and emotions and food. And let's open the left leg a little bit to the left on the floor, and then let the right leg follow. It doesn't have to touch. And then maybe a tiny bit more. Open the left leg just a little bit to the left. Right leg follows just a little bit. If it feels like you're up against a maximum, then come back a little bit. Think 70 to 80%. So there's no strain. And if there is, do less. Okay, now if it's comfortable, you can slightly lift your head and turn your head away from your legs. So if your legs are to the left, turn your head comfortably to the right, opposite direction. Close your eyes now, okay? And stay here now for 3 or 4 long breaths. Slight pause after inhale and exhale. Nose breathing, ujjayi. Pausing after inhale and exhale. Several breaths. When you pause after the exhale, let everything be quiet and still. Body, breath, mind. Okay, now after the exhale completes and the pause, you can gently bring your head back to center. In little increments, bring your legs back to what feels like a center shavasana. Lower your arms to 45 degrees or less away from the body, kind of shavasana angle. And rest either with your legs long, or if you think it'd feel better, bend your knees, soles of the feet. And let's just take a few moments after this side to let the system feel that. In a moment, we'll do the other side. In the pauses, if you want to, you could explore a silent repetition of the word peace or shanti, something like this, or just simply pause. It's up to you. When you're ready, open the right leg a little bit to the right. Left leg follows, maybe a little farther. So pelvis basically stays level, facing the sky. Arms at shoulder height. If turning the head in the opposite direction, it's a lifting of the head and rotating on the axis rather than a rolling of the head. If that's uncomfortable to any degree, do it minutely or just keep your head center. So legs to one side, head possibly to the other. Allow the eyelids to soften and close over the eyeballs. Feel your whole body. Breathing through the nose, soft ujjayi, pausing after inhale and exhale, several breaths. After the exhale and the pause, if you are ready, you could gently bring the head back to center. Yeah, in your own timing, the legs come back to center. They can remain either extended or bent. Lower the angle of your arms. And in stillness now, let your system, here's where you really harvest and reap the rewards and the kind of, I might say, a sort of silent level, a silent, energetic level. Just rest in the feeling of your body. Let the breath take its own course for a couple moments. And just for a moment now, bring awareness into your chest, a sense of in the heart, energetic heart. Sensing into that area for a moment, acknowledging whatever is there, allowing space and time for that to be. And imagine, if you would, or feel that there is a light inside the chest that has been illuminated since you were conceived or before, and that cannot be extinguished. And when you're ready, you could bend your knees if the legs are long. As a transition, we feel the lower back, and then we bring the knees to the chest. Yeah, and let's do a little Apanasana here, hands over the knees. Letting the breath carry us. Exhale, bring the knees to the chest. Inhaling away, you know this, just exhale. Yeah, so Apanasana, sometimes called wind relieving posture. Helps with elimination, not only physically, but releasing what's stale, what's had its time and needs to go in the body and the thoughts and the emotions, all of it, and trusting that one or two more breaths of that will help balance that in the lower body, right? The digestion, the pelvic functionings, the legs. Okay, friends. Very good. So let that be, and then set your feet on the floor. And one more time now, if you'd like, you could, it's up to you whether you rub the hands together or not. Just take the hands over the eyes, softening any accumulation of unneeded effort, or just letting it be. And then again, letting the hands come to somewhere on the ribs. Could be center or off to one or both sides. The breath will tend to rally towards the hands where the touch is. And then finally more somewhere in the abdomen, placing the hands wherever you're drawn to. Okay, very good. And when you're ready, you could let that be and roll to your side. And we'll sit and do a special breathing thing. It's all special, but some of it has different characteristics. So we'll sit, finding our comfort as best we can. And should you be congested and this doesn't work, you could do Ujjayi breathing. We'll do the Murgi Mudra, which is where you take the index and middle finger and you bend the middle joints. You'll use the pad of your thumb and your ring finger to regulate. Okay. So you're going to center your head, your nose with your navel, back of the head floats up, head tilts down slightly, and bring the pad of your thumb and your ring finger to the bone of your nose, and then slide down to where you feel there's a little bendable cartilage, not as far down as the fleshy flaps, but between bone and flesh you have cartilage. And then just touch there, no pressure. The wrist lifts slightly, and as you inhale through both nostrils, Ujjayi. Now close one nostril and exhale out the other. Then release and inhaling through both nostrils. Maybe a slight pause, and then close the other. Exhale out through the opposite nostril. So continue like that, eyes closed, in through both, Ujjayi, out through one, no Ujjayi during the nose regulation. As you continue this a bit longer, when you're exhaling through that one nostril, let that side of the body really relax even more. Two more breaths like this, pausing slightly after the inhale and the exhale. Okay. And when that completes, rest your hands on your legs. And we'll do the the thumb sliding nyasa we did before, like this. So thumbs start at the base crease of the index fingers. As you inhale, Ujjayi, slide the thumbs up to the ends of the fingers. And now, as you exhale, do a soft chanting of Om as you slide your thumbs back down. And so on. Inhale, thumbs slide up. Exhale, Om, thumbs slide down each finger. Continue. After this one, 2, 3 more chanting silently on the exhalation with the finger movement. Then sitting for a moment, you could connect your ends of your thumbs to your index fingers. Feel the totality of your body and the sensation, energy abiding in and permeating your body. Feeling the eyes and the head. The jaw. The neck, the sides of the neck, front and back, and inside the throat. Cascading from your neck to your shoulders, arms, hands, fingers, sensation of your shoulders and arms. Feeling the chest, the ribs, inside the chest area, the lower back, sides of the waist, front of the abdomen and inside. Down to the base of the spine, pelvic bowl, hip joints. Alive with sensation into the folding of your legs, feet and toes. Then feeling from the crown all the way down gradually through your whole body, crown to feet, and then everything all at the same time. This light emanating from within the heart, the source of the inner smile. One more breath in, little pause, and then exhale, let it out. Okay, when you're ready, you could slowly transition. You may want to bring your palms together. If you need a more gradual transition, you can just leave quietly and take whatever extra time you want, or move your arms with the breath, or do a few all fours. Sometimes that can be helpful, as you wish. Feel free to also linger and check in if you want. Everything, either way, every way is fine. Thank you, everybody.